Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my fitness journey so far. Now, I am quite nervous to film this video, I am not going to lie, because you can probably already see with the way that I'm acting. Purely because this is what my first YouTube video was going to be about, my fitness journey, and I was expecting to have this incredible transformation. I mean, my transformation so far is still incredible. Like, just because I don't have a flat stomach and I don't have a six-pack, it's not incredible. Do you know what I mean? I do have notes in front of me, and I don't want to be a robot and literally just read the book in front of you, but I am going to glance down because I want to make sure that I get everything and I don't forget anything, because I don't want to come to at the end of the video when I'm watching it through and I'm like, damn, I forgot to say that. So I am going to glance down. I will try to remember it off the top of my head, but if you do see me glance down, I'm just looking at my notes. I've written loads. But yeah, so it all started when I met my boyfriend, because he was very into fitness. He had a mad passion for it. He'd spend hours in the gym. Like, I was always like, okay, why on earth is he spending 3 hours in the gym? 2 to 3 hours. And I was just sat there like, what am I supposed to do? So I think, like, while he was at the gym, I'd do like a couple of squats and be like, that's it, I'm a fitness guru, where's my bum? So I know that that's not how it works now, but we're going to get into that. 2015 is when I did a squat challenge, and I was like, you know, I was one of those people that just worked their legs and their abs, which is quite embarrassing to say because my abs are actually my weakest point right now. It's because when I stopped training, I neglected them for like a year before that, so I didn't train my abs for a long time, and obviously I need to get my abs to catch up with the rest of my body. We shall get into that. If I remember correctly, the squat challenge was 30 days of squats. You had a rest day every 4th day, and I believe it was 65 squats, then 60, then 70, then a rest day, and then it would increase by like 20, so you'd do 90, 95, 100, etc, etc. And I think the last one that I did was 250 or 265, something like that. But because I hadn't really done any fitness kind of stuff before, I did actually see quite a big difference. I will insert a picture here somewhere. When I remember taking these pictures, and I remember thinking like, wow, like my body looks different to what it did when I started. I can't remember if I was in the middle of the squat challenge or if I was at the end, I'm not entirely sure. But I used to think that I was fat back then because I had the tiny little stomach pouch, and it was just ridiculous. To have that stomach again, it's insane. Like, I mean, I know I wear crop tops and cropped hoodies, but that doesn't disguise the fact that my stomach is my most self-conscious area, and I cover it by wearing high-waisted leggings, jeans, joggers, you know, all that stuff. Let's not get out of context here, Leash, thanks. But yeah, I was eating a little bit healthier, especially like after and before my workout, because technically it wasn't a workout, I was literally just doing squats. To me right now, that's not a workout. To somebody that doesn't really work out and wants to start out, that is a workout, if that makes sense. In 2016, I also did another squat challenge. I'm not sure whether I did 2 or 3 of these, but I remember doing it in 2015 and 2016. I started eating healthier meals, that's definitely for sure, but I wasn't working any other muscle group apart from my legs and my abs. I started to incorporate abs a little bit because I wanted them to get a little bit stronger, but I was literally just doing squats and ab workouts that I probably found online, because there is millions and millions of workouts online, especially now, like in the social media, like they're just everywhere. So if anybody wants to start working out, it's not like you don't have the resources to do so. I might have done another squat challenge. I love squats. I might have done another squat challenge in 2017, but I can't be 100% sure. 2017 was when I actually made my first Gymshark purchase. If I can go back onto the Gymshark website and go and what I actually ordered, I'll try and find a picture of me in them. I might have sold them because they probably wouldn't fit me now anyway. I'll have to double check for you, and the pictures will be here if I can find them. But I do remember some of the leggings that I had, and I've got some pictures in them, so I will incorporate those here somewhere so you can have a look. As you can see from these pictures, I was a little bit smaller back then, and I was watching a lot of people on YouTube and Instagram and all these Gymshark athletes, and I was like, wow, I can't wait to look like that. And then when I got the clothes from Gymshark, I didn't look like that, and it was very like demotivating. I was just like, why don't I look like that? Like, it's not fair that I don't look like that, which is a really silly mentality to have, because obviously I know that you have to work for you to have the body that you want. You have to work. I completely stopped working out in 2017. I was doing so well. I was actually 12 stone 5 at my heaviest back then. That was the heaviest I've ever been. I'd never been over 12 stone, and I was like, whoa, like something's got to give. I've got to do something here. So I was working out 4 to 5 times a week. I will incorporate pictures again if I can find any. I'm sure I've got some somewhere. I was doing, this is when I started incorporating like upper body and doing different things. I was doing cardio every week, at least twice a week. I was really loving the way that my body was changing, and I got down to about 3 pounds off my goal weight, which was 11 stone 2. So I think I was 11 stone 5, and my brain just switched off. It was like, okay, you can kind of give up now, which I know it's like led me to where I am now, but looking back on it, I'm just like, why did I do that? Why did I stop when I was so close? I have this mentality of like, you can kind of let up a little bit, you don't have to try as hard now. And I completely stopped training for the rest of the year, and I didn't actually start training until 2018, probably in the middle of 2018. My diet was also really bad, so I'd put on quite a bit of weight. Yeah, so in middle of 2018 I started training again, and on September 18th 2018 I actually deadlifted 65k, which was just insane. I was like, whoa, that's heavy. Like, I was very proud in that moment. I'll always remember how I felt. My workouts were getting better, I was getting more consistent. And then in 2019, I deadlifted 75k on the 14th of March. Now, from the 14th of March 2019 to now, I haven't really made much progress, and my diet is the reason why. Because in 2019, I was working out consistently. Like, I completely fell in love with fitness. It was something that I didn't do just for the physical aspect anymore. I do it a lot for the mentality, because it helps with my anxiety. The feeling of getting your heart rate up and your, you know, the blood pumping through your body, you're out of breath. That's kind of how anxiety feels for me. Like, I'll be sitting there doing this, doing nothing, and it feels like I'm having some kind of attack, and I can't breathe. And my heart goes really fast, I go really sweaty, I start to feel sick, and I'm just like, oh my God, what is happening? But when working out and then I can feel like that, it kind of normalises the feeling, because I'm like, okay, it will go away. Because I know that when you suffer with anxiety, it can be quite scary, because you're like, oh my God, this feeling's never going to go away. But it does eventually, and it's definitely helped on that aspect of me, for me training wise. It has helped me a lot with my mental health, I am not going to lie to you. Obviously I work out to have physical changes in my body, And I think anybody that says that they don't work out for physical changes, you know, unless they haven't got a goal, unless they're just working out to maintain, that's fine. But I work out for my mental health, for my physical appearance, and to lose fat at this current time. Obviously in a year's time that might be different, but that's just my current goals. But in 2019, obviously some of you may know this, some of you may not, I was in a very toxic workplace, and I actually quit my job at the very start of this year. So, you know, haven't been working since then, which is completely fine. I've been a lot happier in these 5 months than I have since working for that company for a long time. But my diet was appalling. I got into this weird mental space of me being like, where you work out, so you can eat what you want, and that's just not the way that it is. Slap yourself, leash. But I mean, I was still training and I was smashing out the workouts, but my diet was just awful. I'd start work in the morning, I'd have a muffin, I'd have something to eat halfway through my shift, which would be a chocolate. Then after my shift I'd have a chocolate, then I'd go to KFC. You can kind of see where this was going, and because I wasn't tracking calories or anything like that, it was just like, oh dear Lord. I ended up putting a lot of weight on. So that was fun. It's not that I didn't want to put weight on, like I want to put muscle on, but I wanted to lose the fat. Like that's the difference. I don't want to lose weight, I want to lose fat, and it is a little bit different. In 2019, at the end of 2019, November 6th I think it was, I joined a gym for the first time. I'll probably include some clips here of me going to the gym. Absolutely loved it. Was very, very nervous on my first time going. I was just, oh dear Lord, everyone's going to be watching me. I think everybody goes through that mentality of like when they first join a gym, they're like, oh God. But honestly, like it was me time, and I got to be by myself, listen to my music. I actually fell off the treadmill once, but I don't think anybody saw, so it was fine. Had some embarrassing moments at the gym, not gonna lie. But yeah, I went for about 4 months and I seen mad improvements in my strength, because obviously I was working out from home, probably like, obviously I was doing the squat challenges like 2015 to like 17, and then obviously I had the time off and then started back up again in 2018. So the workouts that I was doing at home was very repetitive, and I started to get a little sick of them, because I didn't have any machines, I didn't have a squat rack, I didn't have a leg press machine. So when I was going to the gym, my body was being pushed to its limit, and I saw mad changes. So I can't imagine how many changes I would have made if we were still going to the gym. I mean, obviously we know what's happening in the world right now, we do not need to address it, but obviously the gyms are closed at this current time, so home workouts and walks, runs, cycles in the park where it is safe to do so, that is the only thing that we can do now. And I feel like I've had kind of like a blessing really, because I worked out at home for so long, so I just kind of went back to working out at home. I do miss the gym, don't get me wrong, I really miss the gym, but I'm not going to go back until it is safe to do so and they open all the gyms again. So right now we are just working out at home. And then that brings us to 2020. Just to clarify, like I'm not at the end of my fitness journey at the moment, like I've still got a long way to go. My diet from the start of the year to now has improved massively. I think I'm actually just at the end of a mini cut right now, where I've basically cut my carbs down, increased my protein, cut my fats down, decreased my calories. Before I was eating a lot of calories before. I'm talking between 3,000 and 4,000. That's obviously throughout the years when I've stopped training or I've had time off. And I'm a sugar addict, so whenever I eat a bit of chocolate, I'm just like, give me more. But it was very hard for me to kind of get back into that mentality of eat clean 5-6 days a week, have one cheat meal, a cheat meal or a treat meal or whatever you want to call it. It'd take me a couple of days to get actually back onto being healthy. But with this mini cut, I've still ate biscuits, I've still ate bacon, I've still ate eggs, I've still ate ice cream, I've still ate chocolate. I'm actually going to weigh myself tomorrow, so I might put my, you know, if I've lost any weight, I'll put like pictures of what I weighed beforehand and then what I weigh now. But as I was saying, like, I'm not at the end of my fitness journey right now. It's like I'm not the heaviest that I've ever been, because I actually hit 14.5 stones, which I don't know how, I'm sure that's over 200 pounds. I think I'm about 195, 196 right now. The last time I weighed myself before this cut, I believe I was 13 stone 13 and a quarter. That was what my start weight is when I first started this cut. I've got the most amount of muscle that I've ever had, but I've also got the most amount of fat, and that's obviously because I've had this weird cycle of working out, not working out, eating too much, eating too little. It's all crazy. I feel like I've got a good balance with it now, and you know, there is days still where I, you know, eat too much pizza or eat too much chocolate, but I am never going to be one of those people that say, don't eat chocolate, don't eat pizza, don't eat this. And I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I can't not eat that kind of food, because it's the food that I enjoy. And if you seriously want to make a change in your lifestyle and you're sat there and you're like, okay, I can't eat this, I can't eat that, I hate working out, it's not going to work. You're not going to stick to it. You have to find something that you love and that you enjoy to do. At the start, it's going to be very, very hard, and it's going to probably be a little bit up and down. I mean, throughout your fitness journey, it will be up, down, up, down, up, down. It's a roller coaster, but you have to learn to stay on it. You have to learn to stay on and not get off, like I did when I didn't train for a year. And I've definitely lost a lot of progress and put on a lot of weight, a lot of fat. But yeah, so we are now in the middle almost of 2020. I do have my measurements down that I've wrote them down before I started my cut. I'll put them in the description just so you can see how much, like, what my measurements are now. Obviously, I'm a lot bigger now than what I used to be, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. I'm the strongest I've ever been as well. And I finally have baby biceps. Can we please? Round of applause for me. I like. I didn't used to like working up a body. Like, I never used to like doing it. I had to adjust. I'm sorry, my legs are very, very sore from yesterday's workout. But I didn't really take fitness like seriously until like 2017. Then I had that weird year off, and then 2018 is when I really knuckled down. So I'd say that I'd been consistent now for about 2 years. But yeah, that pretty much brings us to where we are. I'm hoping that it all made sense, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video, because I didn't want it to just sound like I was throwing information at you. I might do another one of these obviously when I get further into my fitness journey, so I'll do an updated one. I will show what my body looks like now at the end of this video. I mean, obviously you can probably already tell by the thumbnail, but we'll do a little bit of a comparison if I can find some that are in similar positions, because I didn't really start documenting my fitness journey until like 2017, and then I didn't really start taking progress pictures until about a year or two ago. So yes, but yes guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope I gave some insight into my life of fitness, the fact that it's never just a straight line and it's going to be like this. Just know that, like, wherever you are in your fitness journey, like, don't work out because you hate your body, because that's not the way to do it. You have to learn to, your body is there, it's keeping you alive at the end of the day. And yes, you might have pains here and there, and yes, your body just might be like, no, I'm not doing that today. But you have to learn to push past that as long as it's safe to do so. I've had many injuries in my fitness journey, and I've had many times where I've been unwell and I couldn't work out, and that's fine. You are human. You do not need to be 110 miles per hour every single day. One day you might be 150 miles an hour, you might walk the dog, you might decorate, you might do a workout, you might tidy your bedroom, change your sheets, have a bath, have a shower, wash your hair, all that jazz. Other days you might not want to even get out of bed. That is totally fine. You do not have to be 110 miles per hour every single day. You have to, it's a lifestyle, it's not a fad, it's not a diet, it's not none of this. You have to just enjoy what you're doing, enjoy it, and you will see results. But yeah guys, I'm pretty much done with this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you in the next one.